this cannot be done. It is not on the oppressed to fix oppression. It has to be done with allyship, which is where someone like Draymond Green, a man, comes into a space that affects predominantly women.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. So this episode is all about Malika Andrews. So she recently talked about the WNBA, talking about the issues the WNBA players have. By now, I'm very sure we are all aware of the issues WNBA players raise. It's not new. They have been talking about wanting to be paid better for a very long time now. And the main problem has always been the issue of revenue. The WNBA is not generating enough revenue to warrant them to be paid as well as they wish to be. It's actually not an easy problem to fix, because my thinking has always been, so long as the NBA exists, it will be a better product compared to the WNBA. So the idea should revolve around, how do we make the WNBA more entertaining so that we increase the viewership? We have the same problem also in soccer, football, because right now we have the Women World Cup going on, but I'm sure many people are not aware, and some football fans who are aware are not interested. For me, I think it's an issue on the entertainment part of it. Okay, let me get back to the topic. So Malika Andrews was talking about the WNBA and their pay problems, and she mentioned Draymond Green. So let's listen to her, then I'll give my reaction to what she said.
What we should be talking about, which is equal pay. Here's the thing. This cannot be done. It is not on the oppressed to fix oppression. It has to be done with allyship, which is where someone like Draymond Green, a man, comes into a space that affects predominantly women. But the thing about being an ally is, when you come into that space, you should be listening first, not talking first, because there is no one who understands better what these women are going through than these women. If you come into this space and say, okay, I'm going to listen, I'm going to take this feedback of what you've been living and what you've been experiencing, and then I'm going to then talk and then offer my ideas, perhaps even away from Twitter, because then it comes off like you're talking at somebody who's been going through something that's incredibly difficult for years and years and years. Then maybe we can get to the point where women aren't making 80 cents to every dollar that a man makes, and by the way, that's white women.
So after listening to Malika Andrews carefully, what I can say is she also doesn't get it. She's looking at this problem emotionally, and I totally understand her because she's a woman. So according to her, she feels like the women are being oppressed. She feels like it's unfair. But I actually don't think so, because it's not an emotional problem, it's a logical problem, and it's a business problem. If it was easy to fix, it would have been sorted out a long time ago. My thinking is, there are many people, many companies who would wish to pump money into the WNBA, but they are not doing it. Unfortunately, the answer is all in the numbers, the viewership. The Draymond Green comments Malika Andrews was responding to were directed to Megan Rapinoe. Draymond and Megan Rapinoe had a back and forth on this WNBA women pay issue. Actually, Draymond had an argument with Megan Rapinoe, the women's soccer superstar, and also Lisa Leslie, the WNBA superstar, on this same issue. And according to Draymond, the big companies should invest more into the WNBA, which brings me back to my point. I think the viewership should first increase, then it will be logical for the big companies to pump in more money. So that we're on the same page, let me play these videos, listen to them carefully, so that you can know Draymond Green's point of view.
The steps that they could be taking behind closed doors aren't always reported. But what is always reported is, such and such said they don't make enough money, such and such said they don't make as much money as men. That is always what's reported. And so what my point is, let's make sure we're driving what is reported. Let's make sure we're driving what is heard. And let's make sure we are asking for whatever it is that can help change what everyone wants to change. Maybe that's asking more of Nike, to tell more of these stories. Maybe that's asking more of Beats, more of, all of these companies to tell these stories in order to help drive that bottom line. Because if we can help drive and move that bottom line, there is no coming back. There's no way for anyone to say, well, you guys don't deserve this money because of this number. Like, no, what can we do to help move this number to here so that the women can capitalize on all of this growth? And that's kind of where I stand. I saw what Megan Rapinoe said, and she said it's unfortunate of his view, that's his view. And I think it's unfortunate that she thinks it's unfortunate that that's my view, because at the end of the day, what Megan wants and what I want is the same thing. If we can both do something to move the needle to get to the end goal, great. I have no complaints with whatever it is that she wants to do or any woman athlete wants to do, or anyone that's trying to help drive their cause and what they want to be done. It doesn't really matter to me how you get there. What does matter to me is that we get there. And so, I'm not going to sit here and condemn her comments back to me or what she's done. I'm in full support of what she's doing to help get to that end goal.
Something to say, like one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the fucking NBA. And it bothers me.
You shouldn't be bothered because the WNBA players, I can tell you 100%. And we had a meeting for our 25th anniversary. We're do Zooms with the veteran, the legends of the league or whatever, and just talking about it. And I told them on that call, the number one supporter that we have, you guys never focus on, and that is the NBA players. When LeBron wore that orange hoodie, I told them that hoodie was just sitting there with the logo on it. When he wore that hoodie, it went viral. And I explained to them.
We went through rings to get that shit down to the bubble, though.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
they would not send us those hoodies.
Yeah.
Really?
But I explained to them, I said, you guys don't even use, our number one allies that have supported us from day one are the NBA players. I said, they tweet, they follow us, they come to our games, we don't highlight them. They are our number one allies. They have the most followers. You guys are targeting the wrong people.
And what was and I was hoping people didn't take it the wrong way. Obviously, some people did, whatever. If you can't read what I said and understand, that's your personal business. But, I'm really tired of seeing them complain about the lack of pay because they're doing themselves a disservice by just complaining, and
right. They're not just complaining.
Huh?
They're not just complaining, really.
But they are, because they're not laying out steps that they can take to change that. And so it's coming off as a complaint because the people that can change it, they're just going to continue to say, well, the revenue isn't there. The revenue isn't there. So if you don't bring in the revenue, we can't up your pay. They're going to keep using that. But the reality is, as true as that is, it's an excuse because everyone says, we support women. We support women empowerment. We support women in the workplace. We do this for women. We do X for women, blah, blah, blah. And everyone uses it to their advantage. Yet these women are not using these people that are saying those very things to their advantage. So then it just becomes a complaint that falls on deaf ears.
It's putting your money where your mouth is, because you're right, it's a whole lot of talk. But it's the businesses are saying, the businesses, the media coverage, the gatekeepers here are like, well, we don't value women in the same way. So that's not a women's problem of complaints.
And what I'm saying to these women is stop allowing them to do that. Call these people out.
They have.
Call them out specifically.
Have been for years.
Call them out specifically. Hey, this company say they support women empowerment, yet you have not put a single penny towards the WNBA. You have not put a single penny towards these women athletes, but yet plastered all over your website is women empowerment. Call these people out specifically. Make them react to what you're saying. If you call these people out and specifically, they have to react what you're saying, as opposed to just allowing them to plaster women empowerment all over their website. You walk into the building, it's a women empowerment decal all over the wall, and they haven't put a single penny towards anything that is helping drive that narrative. Stop allowing them to use that. And so when I say complaint, I say that in this from the standpoint of you keep saying the same thing. These people are just laying behind the weeds while you go out and say, man, our salaries aren't high enough. You're allowing these people to lay behind the weeds but they're using you by saying, hey, women empowerment this, use them back. That's what I'm saying. And be very specific in what you're asking for. Let's not continue to toss out this battle cry. Let's be specific in what we're asking for. And then let's see them turn us down, if that's the case. If we're specific in what we're asking for and who we're asking for it from, well then let's see them publicly turn us down.